Alright, fellas, welcome back to the
All About Balls podcast.
Absolutely. This is episode 1, part 2. Welcome back.
Actually, it's not. It's episode 2, part 1 of 1. But anyway.
So basically, welcome back to All About Balls, where we talk about mainly football, but we might branch out later.
And talk about random stuff that you probably don't care about. But
But
that's
you
okay.
should care about,
Yeah,
actually.
because
Yeah.
you should.
Because we're cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to start by talking about the Premier League and recap this week's action.
And that was a lot of it.
Wazoo.
So I suppose that we start with Crystal Palace Wolves.
Oh,
Because it was a
absolutely.
dreadful game.
It was a banging game if you're a Wolverhampton supporter, due to a banging goal from Diogo Jota in the 95th minute.
Which was just great. Crystal Palace were winning 1-0 and then decided to concede in the 95th minute, which is always nice to see. You love to see it.
Overall, possession was pretty balanced, 49 to 51 for Wolves. Overall, literally balanced. Same number of total shots, same number of shots on target. And in the end, Palace technically didn't land a goal in because it was an own goal.
It counts. It went in the Wolves net. Crystal Palace were up 1-0 for most of the game. From, was it the 47th minute they scored?
46 actually.
46th minute they scored.
Right in the beginning.
And they
of
were
the
up
second
right
half.
until the end of the second half when Wolves decided to be annoying and score and cost us 3 points.
So
which is
who's the man of
always
the
nice
match
to
for
see.
Crystal Palace?
Crystal Palace.
It's always Zaha, isn't
Okay,
it?
it was. I guess I'd say Zaha was pretty good. MacArthur was decent. Ward was good except for the goals. Saka was alright.
Wait, how about Bissaka? Oh, never mind.
And thank you. This was this week's episode of All Levels. I'm leaving now. So, okay, I'd say Ward got the shot that deflected off Den Donker for the goal, but then for Wolves' goal, he decided that the ball was bouncing at his feet. He was literally, I'm going to demonstrate, no camera here, but the boys need to see this. He decided there was a good idea to, when the ball was bouncing on the floor, to clear it with his head. And he went straight to the floor and tried to clear the ball that was literally on the ground with his head. It's a shame he doesn't have any other body part there that he could have used to clear the ball with. Because he fell on his face, basically, and let Jota score, which was just beautiful.
Looking at ratings on the Wolves side, Diogo Jota did not have the best rating. That belonged to both Traore and Raul Jimenez. They
Yeah, I
both-
thought Traore was good.
Yeah, he's always good.
From
blistering
Wolves.
pace.
From
Then
Wolves.
Rui Patricio had a 7.3.
Wait, didn't he used to play for Arsenal? I mean,
No.
Vitesse.
Traore.
Traore.
He might have.
Bro, there's like 4 different Traores.
There's
Yeah.
so- it's like
Right.
such a common name in West Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah, but okay, Crystal Palace probably could have done better. Wolves
Probably.
have been dreadful this season, but even Wolves probably would have wanted to do better.
Probably,
They had a
I
man
think
sent
consider.
off. That's the most annoying thing about the goal Wolves scored. They had a man sent off. Roman Saiz got a second yellow card.
Wait, he used to be at Sporting as well. Jesus Christ. Yeah, he used to be at Sporting.
God awful player. He got sent off. And this is the third straight match at Selhurst Park, Crystal Palace's home stadium, where the visiting team has gone down to 10 men. And Crystal Palace have gotten points one of those times. The 2 times they've drawn.
That does not seem very epic.
But talking about getting a man sent off, that kind of links to the Arsenal game.
Ooh, transition.
Arsenal, Aston Villa, 3-2 Arsenal. Maitland-Niles got sent off with a second yellow card. Now, I'm not
Quite
trying...
early on, no?
Yeah.
40th minute?
Yeah, 41st minute. I mean, like, the first yellow card, it was for the team. And then the second one, it was on the ball, but then his, like, leg moved upwards, and then that was what caught him the second yellow card.
Yeah, you just accidentally almost broke someone's leg. I think it's fine.
And he also injured himself.
But Arsenal were already down at that point, 2-1 nothing.
At that point, we were down 1-0, yeah. And then, so it was really disappointing to see newly promoted team clap Arsenal 1-0 first half. But then second half, when, like, in the first half, Saka was really good against Aston Villa. He's just 18. He's basically better than Messi. And
Not
then,
biased, I see.
Not fully not biased, trust me. And then in the second half, we had Guendouzi 20 years old, but he should be captain, mate. His performances are amazing. Hence why he's on our team of the week in center.
That'll come up
mid
later.
position.
That'll come up later.
That'll come later. And yeah, I found it really interesting how Aubameyang gave the penalty to Pepe to really get him going. Because after
he's done that before to
Yeah.
Lacazette, right when he first joined Arsenal. He gave a penalty to Lacazette against, was it West Brom or someone god awful like that? Who cares anyway? But he gave a penalty to Lacazette to boost his confidence and help him become more prolific.
Yeah.
And in the club. So
And
nice
then,
to see from him. Pepe, apparently, you said.
yeah, he
really
played
good, played a
really
lot
well
better
after
afterwards.
that. Like, he went for a mad bicycle kick. Oh, man. it was truly amazing. So you can clearly see that it's just that. And then next week at Man United, I hope that's going to get
Hopefully
better.
more confidence for you guys than Man United, who were dreadful against West Ham.
God.
Wait,
They're so
they drew,
bad.
right?
They're honestly... No, they lost 2-0.
2-0. 2-0.
2-0.
Oh
And it's
my.
not even like it was an upset. West Ham were genuinely just a better team than Man United. Like, here, wait, let me whip out the starting lineups for those teams.
Wait, hold on. I got it. Fabianski.
Yeah, let me check.
Alright.
Like, okay, if we compare the starting lineups, De Gea has been dreadful recently, so I'd say Fabianski's probably the better keeper. I'd say Issa Diop is probably better than Lindelof at centre back.
But
Harry Maguire's probably better than Ogbonna.
Maguire.
Yeah. Wan-Bissaka's better than Fredericks, unfortunately. Cresswell is better than Young. Declan Rice is better than Matic. Pablo Fornals is better than McTominay. Mark Noble and Juan Mata are both dreadful. Andreas Pereira is probably worse than Yarmolenko. They're both pretty bad, let's be honest. I've barely even heard of either of them. But, yeah, why... I don't know why he's even playing for Man United. He's pretty bad. Daniel James has been good, but he's not better than Felipe Anderson. And Sebastian Aller is better, at least at striker, than Marcus Rashford. So West Ham were mostly, just in general, just a better team. Like, I think if you were a West Ham supporter and you lost that game, you'd be pretty pissed, to be honest, because
Okay,
you should have won that game.
Okay, so odds
Better
on,
manager, too.
Man United getting relegated.
Oh, I'd say it's going to happen.
Barcelona are going to get relegated too.
But the main eye-catching result of the week was not Man City beating Watford, more Man City absolutely destroying Watford, 8-0,
Annihilating.
absolutely annihilating them.
And Man City is the only team in Premier League history to have conceded 8 goals in one game and also score 8 goals in a game.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
That is a very nice fact. Thank you, Harvey. Very cool.
Trivia.
Yeah,
The more
but-
you know.
Oh my God, Watford were horrendous. Like defensively, they're dreadful. They haven't won a game yet this season, and they just sacked their manager. They had a bit of a confidence boost last week, drawing with Arsenal, but then losing 8-0 to Man City, I think, takes away most of that confidence.
Okay.
Bernardo Silva had a hat trick. Aguero had a goal and assist or something like that. Sterling didn't even play, and De Bruyne saved my fantasy team.
Yeah.
He
same.
got a bunch of assists. Everyone scored for Man City, except
Yeah,
the keeper.
basically the whole team.
Basically, the whole team scored. Watford were awful. It's not even like they were down to 10 men. They were on 11 men, full strength, the entire game, and they lost 8-0. They were down 5-0 within 18 minutes. Like, I personally hate Watford, so I loved seeing this, but it's
8-0
worrying for Watford.
Oh, but 8-0 though, like.
Okay, imagine being a Watford supporter, right? Like the game starts, you go and grab like some tea or something, then you go to the bathroom, you come back and you're like 5-0 down.
You go.
That's not a good day for you.
You go, you have a nice, you have a very nice time for like 2 minutes. You
And
come
then
back,
just-
you're already down 1-0.
They were down 1-0 in the first minute.
Yeah.
Literally the first minute.
I mean, very good defensive performance from Watford, I would say.
I think when we get to it, our worst team of the week has 3 or 4 three Watford players. It should be the whole team, but we wanted to make it a bit interesting by not incorporating the entire Watford team in our worst team of the week. But oh my God, they were awful. Every time Man City touched the ball, I thought they were going to score, and they basically did.
Yeah, they pretty much.
No, it's like when you said FIFA to the easiest difficulty. Like
Yeah.
that's exactly
Yeah.
what this is.
Yeah, it was horrendous.
These are
It was
kind of
painful to watch.
Yeah.
So,
They had 11 shots on target and they scored 8
yeah.
Yeah.
Delafeu, Watford's striker or winger, or didn't matter. He barely touched the ball. He completed, what was it? 14
Yeah,
of
14.
his attempted passes, but 13 of his 14 attempted passes, but 8 of them were straight from the kickoff after Watford conceded.
So basically, he
Really
only
sad.
passed the ball 5 times. Basically.
He barely touched the ball. So bad, honestly.
Horrific.
Okay, so looking away from England now, looking to the rest of Europe. Alex, do you want to talk about Sportings?
Oh, where do we start? So, looking on the bright side, right? We got a really nice banger from big man Vieto, like banged it in off the crossbar, just like a long shot out, and that was all fine until the newly promoted team Famalicão actually like drew the match, and then 87th minute, the usual man Sebastian Coates, who's been in Liverpool
Before.
Scored a bicycle kick for them, too.
Yeah, this was a
Wild.
long time ago, and it shows because he's been abysmal.
Okay.
What did he do, Alex? What happened to Sporting?
Yeah, just quickly
Just
explain
quickly
it
explain
to us.
what happened.
Okay, in the last 3 matches that he played in, that was against Rio Ave, against PSV in the Europa League, and against Famalicão, he gave away, in total, 5 goals, 3 of them penalties, in the
And-
same match against the same man,
Yeah.
and 2 own goals in the exact same way, 1 versus PSV, 1 versus Famalicão. And if it wasn't for him, we could have possibly have had like 4 more points in the table, because right now we're like 7th.
And when was the last time you won a match?
A month ago, actually. Exactly 1 month ago.
Epic.
Very
Cool.
You guys watch some dreadful leagues. Liga NOS in Portugal. Now Harvey wants to talk about the Dutch league.
Okay, the league that produces the most talent.
And
No,
you're
it
going to talk
doesn't.
about the lower side teams in there.
Yeah, and we'll be talking about a team I support for no reason at all, Vitesse. We are 3rd right now. We did play 7 matches, but
You did lose 5-0.
okay, listen up, Bucko. Okay, so
Listen up, pal.
against Eindhoven, we lost 5-0, and all
Yeah.
5 goals were scored by Donny Malen, and we sold him. Arsenal. I'm talking from Arsenal.
Oh, okay.
He used to be an Arsenal player, and then we sold him for dirt cheap, and now he's scoring against my other team, Vitesse. So that was not very epic. Horrific performance by Lelyveld, really bad, but that was last week, so let's stop talking about that.
Right.
I think you already mentioned this last week.
Yeah.
What happened this week?
This week we played against Fortuna Sittard, and it's like another team basically.
Whoa.
And yeah,
seriously.
crazy, huh?
That's mad.
And
Wait, really? That's a team?
yeah, but it was in commemoration of like the Airborne and Operation Market Garden and all that. So there were tons of veterans there.
Yeah, that's fair.
And obviously this happened in Arnhem, so it was really important for us to win the match. And we were 1-0 down for a majority of it. Then we scored a goal. Then we instantly conceded in 3 minutes again. So then it was 2-1. And then the shortest guy on the field, Linse, scores 2 headers, making it 3-2. And then Beiro comes in clutch in the 91st minute, just to be sure, with another goal. 4-2, veterans are happy, everyone's happy, we win the game.
Speaking of not happy and not winning the game, the complete opposite of what Harvey's just said, AC Milan straight up not having a good time so far this season. They're just not very good. They spent a ton of money in the summer. And first game of the season, a few weeks ago, lost 1-0 to Udinese. Shouldn't be happening, but okay. Next week looks a bit better. They beat Brescia 1-0 with a kind of a fluky goal, but that's fine.
And that's besides the
Okay,
point.
that's beside the point. New manager stuff. New manager tight beat. Then they beat, was it Hellas Verona? Starts to look up. Maybe they'll start winning. Then they play the big game for them, the derby of Milan, the Derby della Madonna. and they lost 2-0, and they were just awful. They just didn't look like scoring ever.
All that build-up.
Yeah. And now the manager, there's talk of him possibly being sacked, which, to be honest, sounds a bit ridiculous after 4 games of the season, but, you know, you have to be competitive in European football, which they've only beaten 2 really dreadful teams, 2 newly promoted sides this year. And, yeah, I guess they were kind of expecting Inter Milan are a good team, so I guess AC Milan were probably expecting to lose the game. They weren't, like, obviously they want to win, but being realistic, they probably weren't going to win.
Yeah.
But the way they lost, it was only 2-0, but at no point in the game did they actually look like they'd score a goal and actually try and take the game to Inter. They just didn't do anything. They had a few chances to score, and Suso, instead of passing to the side, just tried to shoot, and it did not go in.
However, we do have to give AC Milan credit for letting an overweight striker score. You know, he was struggling, so you know, they let a 500-kilogram man score.
Harvey, stop fat shaming the boy. He's done nothing wrong. Lukaku's been really good since joining Inter, to be fair.
Because Syria has a farmers league.
Harvey, stand up right now. Stand up right now. Stand up right now. I'm gonna kill you.
Okay. I'm about to kill you. Okay, guys, you can't see it, but they stood up.
That makes sense.
Serie A is not a farmers league. It's the second best league in the world. And Harvey, you can shut the F word, insert here, up.
Okay, so basically the Kenyan Premier League is the best league in the world.
Kenyan Premier League tied with Zimbabwe in first division.
Mm-hmm.
Really slaps.
Then last week we also had the Europa League.
Yeah, we missed
Thursday.
last week. We did the podcast on Wednesday, right before the Champions League matches. So we may have missed a few of those. We missed the second half, which included Real Madrid getting absolutely spanked against PSG without even having a.
Silly.
They got absolutely destroyed by Di Maria, Idrissa Gueye, and Verratti. They didn't have a shot on target. It's just kind of funny, to be honest. Atletico Madrid they were down 2-0, tied the game. Those were the only really big games. Nothing else that interesting happened apart from Man City going to Ukraine with almost exactly 5 fans in the away section for them.
I mean,
kind of
we had Wolves and Braga.
Yeah,
The
why don't
Wolves
you talk
lost
about
at
Europa
home.
League?
Yeah, Wolves lost at home against Braga 1-0.
Or how about Arsenal 3-0 Eintracht Frankfurt? Just have to put that in there. Saka, 18 years old. We beat Frankfurt and they were unbeaten in the Europa League since 2006. And I'm just saying, but Messi and Ronaldo didn't score against Frankfurt in the Europa League,
That's
and
because
Saka
they haven't
did.
played in the Europa League. Harvey.
That is
Okay.
besides the point. So Saka is better than them in at least their Europa League
Okay.
for sure.
Just trying to point something out. How many goals has Messi scored against Aston Villa? Or Grimsby? How many goals has Messi scored against Grimsby? None.
0.
No, okay.
Ronaldo hasn't either, but Jordan Ayew, he has 1.
Now hold on. How many goals has Messi scored in the Premier League?
None.
Exactly.
Jordan Ayew, more than 1.
Hopefully.
3 for Palace.
Hopefully.
Probably more for Swansea and Aston Villa. It's kind of
Exactly.
rubbish, though, to be honest.
Mkhitaryan has scored more than 1 goal for Arsenal in the Premier
So that
League.
means
He is better than Messi.
Exactly.
Because
Yeah.
Messi has never scored a goal for Arsenal in the Premier League.
Exactly.
Yeah, meaning-
Just in the Premier League.
Yeah, just in the Premier League.
But specifically for Arsenal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
specifically
okay.
for Arsenal.
We're talking absolute crap right now. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Uh,
more Europa League. Anything?
I mean-
Sporting did a nice one. Lost.
Again with Coates. Big man himself, another own goal. I'm not upset, guys. I don't know how you could tell. Like, I'm not at all. Like, Coates is a really good defender. Like, Italy isn't our captain when Bruno Fernandes isn't there.
We should add in a segment where we have the worst player of the week, sponsored by Sebastian Coates. This week featuring Sebastian Coates.
Exactly. No, he'd actually be on the list
He'd actually be on the list.
Yeah.
though.
2 or 3 weeks in a row. No, actually, no, not last week, because, he got a red card the week before. Okay, thank you.
Thank
for
you,
that.
Harvey.
No,
Very cool.
so he would be there, like,
I'd put Craig Dawson from Watford as the worst player of the week. He was they conceded 8 goals.
How can
I
you
have
tell?
to choose. I have
How
to
can you
choose
tell?
one of their defenders, and Craig Dawson is the one I hate the most because he tried to kill Crystal Palace's goalkeeper once, which was nice of him. So Craig Dawson is our idiot of the week, sponsored by Sebastian Coates.
And
you.
sometimes Mustafi.
Yeah, Mustafi too.
Yeah, he shows up to sponsor like
and Van
Arena as
Aanholt
well.
from Palace. Just weekly
Yeah.
stuff.
So,
On the weekly grind.
are we now talking about the worst team of the week? Or should
Why
do
do we want to do the best team of the week or worst team of the week?
Let's start off with team of the week, like actual, and then we'll go to the worst team of the week.
Okay.
I
just saw
agree
them.
with Harvey.
We have them written on the board in front of us, so we can
Yeah.
just gather our thoughts. But I kind of want
We're
to change
organized
something
this
from
time.
worst team of the week.
Sure, you can go do
Yeah, I'm
that.
gonna go and just write on the board.
But while he's doing that, we can talk about the team of the week. I'll talk about the players I know their performances of. Let's go with Chambers. He played 3 matches, only conceded 2, won all of those matches, and just banging assists against Nottingham Forest in the Carabao Cup, which you might think, which you might think is a bad competition. However, we were playing youth, so it was fair. We won 5-0.
Was it?
He got
Was it
tons of
now?
hat tricks.
Was it?
Yeah,
now?
but defensively he's solid. Probably best defender of Arsenal right now. Just imagine Chambers holding Tierney, Bellerin. But
Mustafi.
enough about that.
Mustafi at striker.
Yeah.
Okay, fellas, I'm back.
Honestly,
And then,
I'd put Coates at the
But
striker.
Arsenal have an unfair advantage in team of the week because they played 3 matches in the last 7 days. Like, think about that. That's mad. Even in 5
yeah.
days. No,
Yeah.
5 days? Yeah, 5 days they played 3 matches.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's actually.
They played last
decent.
Thursday against
Frankfurt.
They played on Sunday against Aston Villa, and they played yesterday against Nottingham Forest. 3 games in 1 week, and they won all of them. So, good job,
I
Arsenal.
mean, one of
Thank
them
you.
was Nottingham Forest.
Okay, but still,
We were playing, yeah.
how tired the players would have been.
Mhm.
That is a very fair point.
But Guendouzi turned it up. 20 years old. He's in our center mid position.
One of 3. We're playing a 4-3-3, by the way. So
Yeah.
Harvey's just mentioned one of the defenders, Chambers. Just mentioned Guendouzi in midfield.
Yeah.
Guendouzi was a beast. Absolutely carried.
absolute baller.
I feel like we should have started from the keeper.
Yeah, but Harvey
Yeah.
doesn't.
However, he
understand.
was like changing something on the board. And
Okay, so why don't we go in order now? Harvey, stop
Talking, just in general.
talking crap about the Arsenal players. You're still going to finish in 4th place. You're
No.
not going to do anything.
Spurs are the biggest bottlers
Spurs
ever.
have
They
bottled-
That's why
lost
you're gonna be
against
6.
Colchester or whatever.
Spurs have also played 3 games in the last week. However, unlike their rivals Arsenal, they gave away a 2-goal lead against Olympiacos. They
That was
lost to Leicester after being 1-0 up
And then they lost to Colchester.
on penalties.
Just.
And-
who else did that?
Wait, hold on.
Crystal Palace did
Yeah.
that. all the way.
Hold
Yeah.
on. In
Proud of my
what
team.
league does Colchester play in again?
The 4th
boys?
division of English football.
That
League
is
2.
absolutely horrendous.
For both Spurs and Palace.
Yeah, okay, but worse for Spurs because
Yeah,
they're
were
better than
Spurs.
Palace.
How did
Yeah.
I-
You expect it from Palace.
At
You
this
don't expect it
point,
from
the
Spurs.
best team in London is Arsenal, followed by West Ham and Crystal Palace. Not
I
gonna
don't
lie.
know. West
No,
Ham,
Chelsea have been getting better recently.
Yeah, they have.
It's QPR, guys. Let's be honest.
Yeah, true.
Okay.
Queen
Okay.
Park Rangers.
But okay, we'll start with team of the week. In goal, we had Ruen Blanco from Celta Vigo. You may have never heard of him. In fact, I know for a fact neither of you have ever heard of him. But he
No,
kept
I
a
haven't
clean
heard of him.
sheet against Atletico. Yeah, shut up, Harvey. He kept a clean sheet against Atletico Madrid for Celta Vigo, who were swarmed in that game. He's basically the only reason Celta Vigo got points in that game. So, good job, I guess.
Wait, we are
congrats-
playing Trent Alexander-Arnold
At centre back. That's okay because I wanted to include right back, who is Joshua Kimmich, who got 2 assists for Bayern Munich against who did they play? Cologne. So
Cologne.
good job to that
Decent.
mental bloke.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Chambers, you mentioned.
already. Yeah, I mentioned
Alexander
Chambers.
Arnold with a nice free kick against Chelsea. Put them 1-0 up and eventually win the game. Cresswell for West Ham, we mentioned.
Mhm.
He scored a nice free kick as well. Destroying Man United's entire team.
It's just shattering them.
Yeah, absolutely shattered them.
Instantly.
De Bruyne,
He's just him. He just pulls up every match. He just does some magic, you know, like every single.
Saved both of our fantasy teams. this week.
Literally.
With no Sterling playing. De Bruyne was incredible, though.
He was, and Bernardo Silva as well.
Bernardo Silva's on the wing.
He bagged himself a hat trick, which I'd say, all things considered. Wait, I think it's Bernardo Silva's first ever hat trick, right?
It might be, actually. But yeah, against
Yeah.
absolutely dismal Watford side, but
Talking about first hat tricks, Chambers got his first hat trick of assists.
Oh my
so
god!
Chambers this week from centre back, he's firstly conceded only 2 goals in
3 games.
and he's also scored and got a hat trick of assists while playing as a defender. So
Yeah.
that's pretty incredible.
I mean, Coates has scored way more goals in the last 3 games.
on your own net, which is I feel.
The same.
Yeah.
We had
Yeah.
Coutinho, who had a goal and an assist for Bayern Munich. Nothing absolutely incredible. Like obviously it's good, but he's at a new club, so it's good to see him actually playing
Yeah.
well.
Or just actually playing in general.
Yeah, Neymar. Did you watch the match?
Personally, I didn't, but I do know about his 87th minute clapper.
Yeah, against PSG's title rivals. Not really. They're gonna win the league anyway. But
Like, do they really have any proper?
No. I mean,
they
the
have
closest
Leon,
ones are
who are
Leon.
close and are a good team, but they're just not going to beat PSG to the title. That's
Yeah.
just not going to happen. Yeah. He scored in the 87th minute to win it 1-0 for PSG. He's done that. He scored late in both of their recent matches that he's played in. Didn't play in the Champions League match. Late to give them 1-0 wins. And our final absolute baller of the week is Casimir Ninga. You may have never heard of this absolute legend of a man.
Can
I
confirm.
have.
I can say-
not.
I have.
Yeah, okay.
If you can tell, he just nodded, signaling that.
No,
he does
I
not
never
know
nodded.
him.
I know him 100%. I had
No,
him
you know
on
him
my
personally.
ultimate team, so
No, he lives like down the street from me.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's my neighbor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the garbage can outside.
Yeah, you live in
This
the garbage can
absolute-
outside.
Yeah, okay. He lives in the neighboring dumpster. This
Fair
absolute bowler scored a hat trick in 10 minutes to lift his team Alger. Shite team, but that's beside the point. He scored a hat trick in 10 minutes, and he's from Chad in Central
Yeah,
Africa.
well, which is a W.
Which basically guaranteed him the spot. There was no way he wasn't getting in here.
That is a very fair point.
In
And
case-
anyone from Chad is instantly the team of the week.
And in case you don't know, Chad is a country in Africa. No, Africa's not a country.
Wait, it's not.
It's not.
It's not.
It's what?
Oh wait, is Spain to the north or the east of Africa?
It's in Africa.
Yeah, in the middle, right?
Next to China.
Oh yeah.
Okay, well, let's not go into the geography
We
stuff.
could do geography lessons. You'd learn a lot.
You definitely, I actually would.
You'd probably want to jump off a cliff 3 minutes into that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Do we want to move on to worst team of the week?
I don't know, do we?
I think we do.
I think we do.
So
as well.
in goal we have Ben Foster. He wasn't really his fault. His team conceded 8 goals. However, he is a keeper and he did concede 8 goals. Basically assuring his place here.
Yeah, there's no way he wouldn't be here at this point.
No one, yeah.
Then, at center back, we have a very special entry. Sebastian
again.
Coates, as mentioned before, about between 3 to 70 times. He
He's an absolute baller.
he's almost the top scorer in Liga NOS, but with own goals and allowing penalties to happen.
He's like a mix of Mustafi and Louise. I'm not even gonna lie.
Do you want him? You can get him for like free. Like we'll literally give him for free. Like if you give us, we'll take Mustafi from you. We'll give you Coates.
Okay, we had Maitland-Niles at right back, just because he got sent off for a kind of reckless tackle. It was a bit harsh, but you could understand why he got sent off for it.
Yeah,
It didn't really matter, but still not something you want to see getting
Yeah,
sent off.
yeah, he sort of ended up giving me negative points in my fantasy team.
Imagine having Arsenal defenders in your fantasy team.
I know that was my first mistake. wasn't it?
We then
you
have.
should only have Chambers and Holding in there because they're
No,
actually
it doesn't
good.
matter. Arsenal always concede. If they keep playing Luis, they're going to concede.
Ew,
Yeah, but we
they're
won't.
exactly like Sporting.
Hold on, and talking about
Wait, let's focus on this. Let's
Oh.
focus on this.
defenders, Mings from Aston Villa. Just to put into perspective how bad Arsenal was in the first half, Mings, a centre back, was overlapping on the wings. My man Mings was on the wings, overlapping.
I really appreciate those bars.
Yeah, absolutely
Yeah.
banging stuff.
Yeah.
So, two other centre backs to partner the legend Sebastian Coates. The Watford duo, Mariappa and Dawson, who they conceded 8 goals. I'm sorry, there's nothing else I need to say. They're in the worst team of the week because they conceded 8 goals and they play defence. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Left back, is that left? I can't tell my left and right.
Yeah,
This is-
Rodriguez.
yeah, that's the left side. Sorry, I had to just check. I'm really bad with left
Yeah.
and right. Rodriguez, Ricardo Rodriguez from Milan. Just not very good, really, is he? He's just not a very good football player. He was pretty bad.
He just chose the wrong profession.
Oh, he was bad, but they replaced him in the second half with someone, Theo Hernandez. Looked a bit better.
I'm gonna lie.
Milan just weren't very good, and I had to include someone, and Rodriguez was the worst player on the pitch at times, so yeah, him. Midfield of Matic and Schneiderlin. You can say the same about both of them. They're slow, they don't contribute anything for the team. They're past it. Get them off the pitch. Put them in a retirement home.
Okay.
Then we have Suarez. That'll be Luis Suarez from
Oh, really?
Barcelona. There are other Suarezes, but you know.
Okay.
Does anyone want to mention what happened to Barcelona this weekend and why Suarez deserves his spot in the worst team of the week?
Well, I don't know, Harvey. Do you want to talk about this?
Hold on, I got you, homeboy.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you can tell, we are very organized.
No,
Yeah,
it's
very
just
nice
that,
organized. Harvey wants the stats.
yeah, I'm looking up
This
the
would be
stats.
the one.
Okay.
Can you read out the scoreline for us?
Granada 2, Barcelona 0.
Whoa.
How did that happen? Not really many excuses you can have for that one. Suarez plays striker for Barcelona against a not very good side, let's be honest, Granada. They're newly promoted. He didn't do anything the entire match. He's bad. He goes in worst team of the week, not team of the week. He's not going anywhere near that.
I'd like to point out that at the moment, Granada is first place in La Liga.
That is
They do have an extra game compared to Bilbao and Real Madrid. However,
Granada's going to win the league.
that's our prediction for the
Okay.
for the season.
No, Real
Granada's gonna
Sociedad is going to win the league because they have Nacho
No,
Monreal
guys,
from
Osasuna
Barcelona.
are going to win the league because they're class. Okay.
Basically. Wait, what place are they in right now? They are
10th or something.
Yeah,
Well, if they win the
basically.
next game, then they'll be even to Barcelona, so maybe even higher, to be honest.
Also in worst team of the week, we had Rashford. Didn't really contribute anything because he's not a striker, and they played him at striker because they sold Lukaku, which was stupid of them because they're stupid in general. And then Man
And
United,
Lukaku was
and they
their
lost
top
2-0 to
scorer.
West Ham, and Rashford is their striker, and he didn't play well. Therefore, he's in worst team of the week.
Not really his fault.
Justified.
Though,
Makes
but-
sense. Yeah, it seems
Yeah.
pretty justified.
And finally, Watford striker Gerard Deulofeu, who we mentioned earlier, completed 13 of 14 passes, which 8 of which were from kickoff after conceding a goal. Good job, Watford.
Cool.
Epic.
So, upcoming fixtures. What do we
Upcoming
have?
fixtures this week. Harvey,
Manchester United, Arsenal, boys. What are your predictions?
they're both
kind of.
bad. I mean, Arsenal have been good lately. It seems like the kind of game Arsenal would mess up, but Man
Yeah.
United have been a special kind of bad this recently.
I would say if Arsenal plays our new defenders, so like they came back from injury, Bellerin, Tierney, Holding,
Do you
Chambers,
think
we're
that's gonna
going to win
happen?
the game.
Do you think that's
I
gonna
don't
happen?
think Bellerin will play. I think
Bellerin.
Tierney might play.
Tierney might play. Chambers should play.
Chambers
and,
will definitely play.
and Holding might play, which means.
I could see Louise and Chambers playing, and
Wait.
that's pretty good.
But that means we'll have Niles right back again.
No, Niles is
No,
suspended.
he's suspended.
Oh yeah,
You'll
he
play
is.
Chambers at right back.
Chambers at
Oh
right.
wait, is Niles suspended? Because he was suspended for the game last night, which is why Chambers played at right back.
Oh, it could be.
So is Niles back? I'm not sure.
No, I don't think he's gonna be
No,
back.
because I was watching an interview.
Because like it's for a week, like for a game week in the Premier League.
No, but he's suspended in any competition in England. I think he's back.
I don't know. I don't think
Okay.
so. No,
I don't think it
so.
matters. I think Arsenal will still probably win because Man United have been abysmal.
I'd say maybe like 2-0 for us if we use our new defenders.
I wouldn't say no. Actually, no. Okay, the state Man United are right now, I could definitely see.
Man
2-0.
United are in shambles.
If West Ham can win from Man United, we can win from Man United.
That's a bold statement, actually.
Wolves versus Watford, Alex. The two teams in the Premier League yet to register a win this season.
Oh,
What's going to happen? here?
They're going to draw and they're going to continue their amazing stat.
I mean, like
I
that
think it's
lovely
time for
statistic.
Wolves to win a game. I don't think Watford deserve any. Watford deserve to just go to hell. Honestly, I hate Watford, and I'm loving seeing them in this state
Wait, but why do you hate Watford actually?
because their mascot is a twat, basically.
Okay.
No,
Epic.
They're just not very nice to Crystal Palace. Therefore, I don't like.
And
them.
they're on the bottom of the league as well.
It's great. It's great, isn't it? I love to see it. You love to see it.
You love
You
to see
really
it.
do. Then we have Man City, Everton.
Wait.
Or Everton.
Predictions: Wolves, Watford.
Oh yeah, okay. Just a draw. 1-1.
1-0
Yeah,
Wolves.
draw.
1-0 Wolves.
Yeah, I mean Wolves.
Wolves at this point need to win a game.
They do. Or someone's gonna be in big trouble.
Yeah, I think Wolves will win this. Watford have been bad. They lost 8-0 to Man City. They won't have confidence.
I mean,
Yeah.
before
They
that,
just-
before that they drew with Arsenal. So they've been kind of fluctuating.
The 8-0 is a
Eight-
very low. It's the lowest
Yeah,
of lows.
it's a pretty confident.
It's
shattered
about the
result.
lowest you can go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, wait for them to lose 9-0 now. Everton, Man City. Kind of a derby in the shadows of Man United and Liverpool. The two historically smaller teams from those cities. I think it's a big game, and I think Man City should win.
Yeah, Everton have been in pretty bad form recently, all things considered. So I do think Man City are going to win, especially after coming off an 8-0 win.
Yeah, Man City are gonna be on cocaine, and here is a guest that we have, a special
Hopefully
guest.
he won't talk at all. Isn't that right, Ben? Don't talk. Good, okay. I think Everton have been... They lost to Sheffield United last week.
Yeah,
They're
Man
never
City
okay.
should get this. In
Man
the
City
bag.
won 8-0. I think Man City should win this comfortably.
considered.
3-0.
Then we have Liverpool, Sheffield United.
Sheffield United.
2-0 Liverpool. The Sheffield
Yeah.
United haven't been that bad. I thought
Yeah,
they'd be
yeah,
awful.
I'd see that as a reasonable result.
Did you take a picture?
Crystal Palace, Norwich. Who cares, honestly?
Norwich, because they have man like Pookie, you know.
Yeah, basically.
Nothing else that interesting in the Premier League.
Like
to
a
be honest.
blood clot Pookie.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. That is extremely cool.
Are
Anything
there
else
other
coming?
competitions
There's
this
nothing
week?
that
Yeah.
massive coming up this week. Let me check La Liga. I don't think there's anything that big to talk about. Next week we'll talk about Champions League because that'll be back.
That is very true. That's going to be exciting, I'd say.
Oh, Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid is this coming weekend.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to
I
watch
think
Yeah, okay,
Atletico-
Atletico is going to
Wait,
win, come on.
Okay,
now.
Real Madrid
What
did
day?
beat Sevilla this weekend, which Sevilla had been doing well, but I think Real Madrid are still kind of in shambles, and I think Atletico
Yeah.
are better than Sevilla.
That's what I think as well. So between Atletico and Real Madrid predictions?
2-0 Atletico Madrid. No, 3-0 Atletico Madrid.
Ooh.
I think this could be just that game where Real Madrid fall apart.
I could see it as a 2-1, maybe 3-1
Yeah, that's basically very epic.
for Atletico. I don't know. That probably doesn't need to be said, but yeah, there you go.
So, okay, I think we've run out of stuff to talk about this week.
No, we haven't run out of stuff to talk about. We have talked about everything.
Okay,
Wait.
meaning we've run out of stuff to talk about, are we? Pretty sure that's what that means.
No.
So yeah, it was
Okay,
a
guys.
short...
Wait.
Oh my
Most
God.
exciting game of the week. Stade Reims versus Dijon.
Dijon versus Dijon.
I think it'll finish 69 to 420.
Okay,
Most
I
exciting.
agree.
And I think
this-
it's time to end.
Yeah.
So, this
Alex,
was a shorter episode this week.
Hopefully we'll have shorter episodes when we become more organized.
Yeah, I think
So we
this,
can
I think
have-
this time is
this
pretty
is a good-
like
Yeah.
for 40 minutes.
Yeah, very epic.
I'd say it's pretty good. All things considered.
Yeah.
Last week it was more of a shambles. We were looking up matches.
be sure to leave a comment down below
Harvey's been waiting his whole life to say that.
what time you would like us to end the podcast on.
And turn on the bell to get notifications when there's new
And
uploads.
smash that subscribe button. I'll see you all next time.
Oh my